Nora sat in her Chicago office long after everyone else had gone home, staring at the documents that represented the end of the life she once trusted. At 34, she was known as a sharp, disciplined corporate attorney, but no amount of legal training had prepared her for the betrayal that shattered her world. "If you're watching this," she whispered into her recording camera, "let me know where you're tuning in from, and don't forget to subscribe." She took a steady breath. This wasn't just a story anymore. It was her truth, and she was finally ready to tell it. Nora met Adam during their second year of law school. He had a habit of dropping by her desk with her favorite iced coffee, always flashing a warm smile. "You don't have to choose between love and ambition," he would tell her gently. "You deserve both." Back then it sounded so reassuring. They spent late nights studying together, debating over case briefs, sharing cheap takeout, and dreaming of a future built on teamwork. By graduation they were engaged, celebrated as the perfect couple. But years later, Nora wished she had seen the danger hidden behind Adam's charming confidence. Their wedding was intimate and beautiful, filled with soft lights and emotional vows. Nora's younger sister, Jenna, stood proudly as her maid of honor, telling stories from their childhood that made everyone laugh. Nora had always been the responsible older sibling, while Jenna was the carefree one their parents constantly tried to protect. "Jenna needs more help than you," her mother would always say. "You've always been strong." Nora never argued. She believed family meant support. What she didn't know was that the same sister who adjusted her veil that day would later cause the deepest wound of her life. After the wedding, Nora and Adam moved into a charming home in Maplewood Ridge, a quiet neighborhood filled with tall oaks and friendly neighbors. Their careers grew quickly, Nora becoming junior partner faster than expected, and Adam earning praise as a rising family law attorney. They kept a busy schedule, but always planned weekend brunches, movie nights, and holiday gatherings that made their marriage seem unbreakable. 3 years in, they agreed it was time to try for a baby. They painted a nursery, listed names, and imagined life as parents. But month after month brought disappointment and growing silence. IVF soon became their new normal. Daily injections, doctor visits, rising bills, and emotional exhaustion. Adam held her tightly during the first round, whispering, "We'll make it, Nora. I promise." But as each attempt failed, he slowly slipped away, missing appointments, working late, avoiding conversations. Nora tried to understand, blaming stress. Around the same time, Jenna moved back to the city after leaving her job in Texas. Wanting to help, Nora secured her a receptionist position at a law office nearby. She didn't realize she had unknowingly placed Jenna directly in Adam's path, setting the stage for the betrayal she never expected. The discovery happened on a quiet Wednesday evening. Nora had returned early from a client meeting across town, carrying Adam's favorite dinner and a small bouquet. She expected a warm evening together, hoping they could reconnect. But when she walked into the house, something felt wrong. There was a strange perfume in the air, one she had never worn. A bracelet she didn't recognize lay on the living room sofa. "Maybe a client left it," she whispered to herself. But when she heard the shower running upstairs, her stomach tightened. Something inside her told her she shouldn't go up, but she did. Nora climbed the stairs slowly, each step heavier than the last. The bedroom door was half open, and she saw clothes scattered on the floor. Women's clothes. Not hers. She froze as the shower turned off. Laughter followed, soft and familiar. The bathroom door opened, and out stepped Jenna, wrapped in Nora's robe, her hair dripping. Jenna's eyes widened. "Nora, you weren't supposed to be home," she stammered. Before Nora could speak, Adam came out behind her, a towel around his waist. His face shifted from relaxed to terrified. "Wait, Nora, let me explain." But the truth was already in front of her. Nora felt her knees weaken. "How long?" she whispered, unable to lift her eyes. Adam opened his mouth, but Jenna spoke first, her voice cracking. 6 months. Nora stared at her sister, the girl she had protected all her life. 6 months, Nora repeated slowly, as if the words tasted bitter. "In my house. In my robe. With my husband. Adam reached for her. You and I. We've been drifting apart. The treatment's the stress. Nora jerked her arm away. Don't you dare blame this on me. Her voice broke. Not after everything I went through just to give us a child. Nora grabbed Adam's phone from the nightstand. He lunged for it, confirming the truth she already feared. His passcode was still the same. Inside she found hundreds of messages. Photos, plans, secret meetups, and long conversations sent while she was at appointments or working late to pay for their treatments. She felt the air leave her lungs. You did this while I was trying to have your baby, she whispered. Adam didn't answer. Jenna stared at the floor, trembling. Then she said softly, I'm pregnant. Nora's vision blurred. The room spun. Get out of my house, she finally said. Both of you. The days after the discovery were a blur. Nora checked into a small hotel downtown, turning off her phone and refusing to answer the dozens of missed calls from Adam and Jenna. She barely ate, barely slept. She sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the city lights through the window, trying to make sense of how her life had collapsed overnight. On the fourth day, she finally turned her phone back on. Her parents had left messages too. Messages she expected would offer comfort. She called them needing support. But what she heard instead shattered her even more. When Nora told her parents what happened, she expected shock or outrage, anything that showed they cared about her pain. Instead, her father sighed heavily. Nora, we need to handle this with maturity. Her mother added, people grow apart in marriages. You can't blame Jenna for everything. Nora felt her chest tighten. Mom, she slept with my husband, she said, voice trembling. And she's pregnant. A long silence followed. Then her father said, this is messy, but we need to move forward as a family. Nora closed her eyes. Even now they still protected Jenna. Still treated her as the fragile one. Her parents insisted she come to dinner the next evening. We need to talk face to face, her mother said. Nora agreed, hoping they might understand once they saw her pain up close. But when she entered her childhood home the next night, she immediately sensed something was wrong. The table was set for 5. Jenna and Adam sat together, hands intertwined. Her father shuffled papers at the head of the table. No one embraced her. No one asked if she was okay. Nora stood frozen, realizing this wasn't a family meeting. It was an intervention designed to corner her. Sit down, Nora, her father said sternly, pointing to the empty chair across from Jenna and Adam. Nora sat slowly, her heart pounding. Her mother served dinner as if nothing unusual was happening. We've discussed everything, her father began. And we think there is a reasonable path forward. Adam cleared his throat. Nora, I never wanted to hurt you. But Jenna and I. We love each other. Jenna whispered. Please don't hate me. Nora looked at their linked hands and felt something break inside her. What exactly do you want from me? She asked coldly, though she already knew the answer. We want you to accept the situation, her mother said. For the sake of the baby. Jenna placed a hand on her stomach, her eyes soft and pleading. Nora. This child will be your niece or nephew. Don't you want to be involved? Nora stared at her sister's tiny baby bump, evidence of months of lies. When did you all know? She asked quietly. Her parents exchanged uneasy glances. A few months, her mother admitted. Jenna came to us for advice. Nora's voice sharpened. Advice. About sleeping with my husband. Her father raised a hand. It's complicated. You work too much, Nora. So this is my fault? Nora asked, her voice rising. Adam jumped in quickly. No one's blaming you. But the stress, the distance. We both know things weren't perfect. Nora's anger boiled. I was going through IVF, Adam. Trying to have a child with you. And this is what you did behind my back. Her mother sighed loudly. People are trying to eat Nora. Sit down. But Nora remained standing, trembling. What is this path forward you've already decided? She demanded. Adam met her eyes. I want a divorce. Jenna squeezed his hand. And Nora finally saw the truth. They had planned everything. Her father nodded as if delivering a business proposal. A clean separation is best. You focus on your career. Let Jenna and Adam build their family. Nora felt the world tilt. Her own family was choosing sides, just not hers. You expect me to bless their relationship, she whispered. Her mother frowned. We need peace, Nora. We need unity. Nora grabbed her purse and walked toward the door. Don't be dramatic, her mother shouted. Nora paused, turning to face all of them. No, she said. I'm done letting you decide my life. Then she walked out, refusing to look back. 2 weeks later, Nora was served divorce papers at her office. Her assistant placed them gently on her desk, eyes full of worry. Nora waited until the building emptied before opening the envelope. A cold wave washed over her. Adam wanted half of everything. Not just their shared assets, but half of her personal savings, half of her inheritance, even half of her partnership stake. She called him immediately. Are you out of your mind? She asked. Adam's voice was calm. It's fair, Nora. I supported the marriage. You supported Jenna, she snapped. With my money. He didn't deny it. Nora contacted a top divorce lawyer in the city, but was told Adam had already met with her days earlier. In fact, he had visited several of the best attorneys in Chicago, blocking Nora from hiring any of them. When she tried to access their joint savings account to hire outside counsel, she discovered it had been emptied. All $160,000 was gone. The bank confirmed Adam had withdrawn it the day after she found out about the affair. That night, Nora returned to her small apartment to find movers loading furniture into a truck, furniture she had paid for. Jenna stood outside the apartment directing the movers. Adam said you wouldn't be home, she said faintly. Nora stepped forward. This is my apartment, not his. Jenna lifted her chin. The house belonged to both of you, and we need things for our new place. Nora stared at the diamond ring on Jenna's finger. A new one, not Nora's old ring, but still extravagant. Nice, Nora said. Did that come from my savings too? Jenna flushed. Adam wants me to have good things. Nora's voice hardened. If you don't leave in the next 30 seconds, I'll call the police. Jenna backed away. A week later, Nora received another envelope, this time a legal petition. Her hands trembled as she read it. Adam, Jenna, and her parents were requesting the court to force her to financially support Jenna's unborn baby. Their argument claimed Nora had shown a demonstrated parental interest due to her IVF attempts and therefore had a moral and financial obligation to help raise the child. Nora dropped the papers, stunned. This wasn't just betrayal. This was an attack. She realized they didn't just want her gone, they wanted her broken. But maybe, she thought, gathering the papers, they underestimated the wrong woman. Nora knew she needed help, and she needed it fast. She reached out to Professor Elaine Brooks, her former mentor from law school. Elaine had always admired Nora's discipline and integrity. When she heard the full story, she fell silent for several moments. You're fighting for people who feel entitled to your life, she finally said. You need someone who understands messy, high-conflict cases. Elaine connected her with Olivia Carter, a fierce, respected divorce attorney known for dismantling manipulative spouses. When Olivia heard what Adam and Jenna had filed, she slammed the folder shut. Don't worry, she said. We're going to tear this apart. Olivia worked methodically, examining every document Nora brought her. This petition isn't meant to win, Olivia said, tapping the papers. It's meant to drain you emotionally and financially until you break. Nora swallowed hard. So what do we do? Olivia leaned back. We fight smarter. First, I need everything you know about Adam. His habits, finances, every detail he hides. Nora hesitated, thinking through years of memories. Then she sighed. I know he's secretive about money. And he hates the idea of me knowing his accounts. Olivia nodded. Good. His ego will be his weakness. Let's use it. While Nora prepared for the legal battle, her work life grew tense. Several colleagues whispered behind her back, believing Adam's narrative that Nora had been cold and career-obsessed. During one meeting, a partner suggested she take an extended leave, just until you sort out your emotions. Nora clenched her jaw but agreed. It was clear they wanted her out of sight. When Olivia heard, she nodded approvingly. Good. Let them think you're weakened. Meanwhile, we build the case. With her professional duties paused, Nora poured all her remaining strength into gathering evidence against Adam. But the isolation hit hard. Friends she had once trusted sided with Adam and Jenna, believing Nora had failed as a wife. Some even told her she should be grateful the baby stayed within the family. One night, Nora sat alone in her small living room, the silence heavy around her. Thoughts swirled darkly. She stared at a bottle of sleeping pills on the table, feeling herself slipping into a place she had never been before. Just as she reached for the bottle, her phone rang. An unknown number. She considered ignoring it but answered anyway, something that changed everything. Nora. It's Ethan Ward, the voice said. We went to school together. I heard what happened. And someone suggested you might need help. She remembered Ethan, a quiet, observant guy who studied criminal justice. I'm a private investigator now, he continued. A former client of Adam's reached out. She said he destroyed her during her divorce. I think Adam has a pattern. Nora sat up straight. A pattern of what? Ethan's tone deepened. Financial manipulation. Hidden accounts. Misuse of marital funds. If he did it to you, we can prove it. For the first time in weeks, Nora felt a spark of hope. Ethan met Nora and Olivia the next morning at a cafe near the courthouse. After hearing the full story, he shook his head. Adam didn't just betray you emotionally. He's been planning this financially for a long time. He slid a folder across the table. Inside were records Nora had never seen, withdrawals from joint accounts long before the affair began. He's been siphoning money for over a year, Ethan said. Small amounts at first, then larger ones. Nora felt sick. So the IVF, the treatments I paid for. Ethan nodded. He let you handle the bills while he hid the savings. The deeper Ethan dug, the darker the truth became. He discovered Adam had purchased a small cabin in Wisconsin 6 months earlier, using money from their joint account. The property was hidden under a shell company, with Jenna listed as a silent partner. Nora felt her stomach twist. They planned this even before the affair started, she whispered. Ethan handed her another document. An investment contract. Adam had used more of their shared funds to start a new family law firm, with Jenna positioned to benefit financially. Olivia scanned the papers. This isn't love, she said. This is strategy. But the most crushing discovery involved Nora's parents. Ethan traced a $200,000 transfer from Adam's shell company to Nora's father's failing construction business. This is why they sided with him, Nora whispered, tears gathering. He bought their silence. She felt a wave of betrayal deeper than anything Adam or Jenna had done. Olivia placed a firm hand on Nora's shoulder. You're not alone anymore. And now we have motive, money trail, and evidence of fraud. Nora wiped her eyes, steadying herself. She had been betrayed by her husband, her sister, and her parents, but now she had truth on her side. To keep herself grounded, Nora attended a support group Olivia recommended, women going through high-conflict divorces. For the first time, she sat in a room where people didn't judge her. They understood betrayal. They understood pain that made breathing feel impossible. One woman touched Nora's hand and said, "You don't heal by pretending you're fine. You heal by facing the truth." Those words stayed with her. She also began therapy, where Dr. Hale helped her understand something vital. Her parents' favoritism toward Jenna was a long-term pattern, not something new. Their choices reflect them, Dr. Hale said. Not your worth. With this new clarity, Nora strengthened herself each day. She started running in the mornings, letting the cold air burn away her anger. She reconnected with old classmates who had no ties to Adam or Jenna. Slowly she rebuilt emotional armor, but not the kind that hardened her. This time it strengthened her. Meanwhile, Olivia and Ethan compiled every financial record, every withdrawal, and every message proving Adam's deception. The court date approached quickly. Nora felt fear, yes, but also something new. Determination. "They think I'm weak," she told Olivia. "Good," Olivia replied. "Let them underestimate you. It will make the victory sweeter." The morning of the hearing arrived cold and gray. Nora dressed carefully in a navy suit, tying her hair into a clean, low bun. She stared at herself in the mirror for a long moment. This wasn't the woman Adam tried to break. This was someone new, steady, focused, unshaken. When she entered the courtroom, Adam and Jenna were already seated beside Nora's parents. Jenna's pregnancy was now visible, and she rested a hand dramatically on her stomach. Adam smirked when he saw Nora, whispering something to Jenna. Nora didn't look away. She simply took her seat beside Olivia, ready. Judge Marston entered with a stern expression. "We're here for two matters," she announced. The divorce proceedings and the unusual petition filed by Mr. Reyes, Ms. Reyes, and Mr. and Mrs. Porter. The judge's eyes lifted sharply. "I've never seen a petition asking an estranged wife to financially support a child her husband conceived with her sister." Adam's attorney rose. "Your Honor, this is a unique family situation." "Unique," the judge interrupted. "It's absurd." Olivia stood smoothly. "Your Honor, we'll demonstrate financial fraud, marital misconduct, and attempted coercion." Nora watched Adam shift nervously. His confidence was finally cracking. Olivia presented the financial records first. Every withdrawal Adam made, every hidden account, every unexplained transfer. She revealed the Wisconsin cabin bought with Nora's money, the shell company Jenna was tied to, and finally the loan given to Nora's father's business. Murmurs filled the courtroom. Adam's face turned pale. Jenna gripped his arm, whispering in panic. "Your Honor," Olivia continued, "this wasn't a simple affair. This was a planned financial attack. For over a year, Mr. Reyes used Nora's income to build a separate life with her sister, and attempted to leave Nora with nothing." Even the judge looked stunned. Then came the emails Ethan uncovered, messages between Adam and Jenna months before the affair began. In one, Adam wrote, "Nora's too focused on IVF. She won't see anything coming." In another, Jenna replied, "Just keep her busy. She'll break eventually." Nora kept her eyes straight ahead as Olivia read them aloud. She wouldn't give Adam the satisfaction of seeing her pain. Jenna finally stood up, tears forming. "Your Honor, you're taking everything out of context. Sit down, Ms. Reyes," the judge ordered sharply. "Your actions speak for themselves." Nora's parents sat frozen, guilt written all over their faces. Ethan took the stand next. He walked the court through every piece of evidence, bank trails, property records, and messages confirming Adam's deliberate financial deception. When he finished, the judge leaned back. "I've presided over messy family cases," she said. "But this is calculated cruelty." Adam's attorney scrambled. "Your Honor, these decisions were for the future." "For whose future?" the judge snapped. Mr. Reyes clearly misappropriated marital assets while maintaining the appearance of normalcy at home. Adam finally spoke. "Nora, we can settle this quietly." Nora turned her head slowly. "You lost the right to negotiate with me." Judge Marston dismissed the child support petition first. "This request is malicious, baseless, and an abuse of the court system," she ruled. "It is denied in full." Jenna gasped, covering her mouth. Nora's parents exchanged terrified glances. Olivia stood tall. Then the judge moved to the divorce decision. "Mr. Reyes, due to your documented financial misconduct, emotional manipulation, and breach of marital duty, the court grants the divorce in favor of Mrs. Carter." She continued, "You will return all funds taken from joint and personal accounts, repay the inheritance, and cover all legal fees." Adam's jaw dropped in disbelief. The judge wasn't done. The Wisconsin property will be sold. All profits go to Mrs. Carter. Additionally, I am referring evidence of fraud to the State Bar Association. Adam sank back in his chair, defeated. Jenna began to cry loudly. Nora's parents attempted to stand, but the judge raised a hand. Sit. I have one more thing to say. The courtroom fell silent. Mrs. Carter, you have endured betrayal from nearly every person who should have protected you. The court acknowledges your strength, composure, and integrity throughout these proceedings. Nora felt her throat tighten, but for the first time it was relief. When the hearing ended, Olivia squeezed Nora's shoulder. You won, she said softly. Completely. Nora walked out of the courthouse into the afternoon sun. She expected to feel broken or empty, but instead she felt something else. Like, Ethan stepped beside her. You handled that with more strength than most people ever could, he said. Thank you, Nora replied, her voice steady. For everything. Ethan hesitated, then said, if you ever need anything, research, support, or even just someone to talk to, I'm here. Nora smiled faintly. For the first time in a long while, the world didn't feel so heavy. Months passed, and Nora rebuilt her life piece by piece. She didn't return to her old firm. Instead, she started her own small practice dedicated to helping women navigate high-conflict divorces, especially financial abuse. Olivia joined as a partner. Their reputation grew quickly. Nora also continued therapy, slowly healing from the layers of betrayal. Her relationship with her parents remained distant but civil. She set firm boundaries, and they respected them. Jenna never reached out. Adam's law license was officially suspended, and the new firm he had attempted to build collapsed before it even opened. Consequences had finally caught up. One quiet morning, Nora stood in her new office, sunlight spilling across her desk. She thought about everything she had survived, the lies, the manipulation, the cruelty, and how close she had come to losing herself. Instead, she had risen stronger. She turned on her camera. If you're watching this, she said gently, remember this, betrayal doesn't end your story. It only ends the chapter. She smiled softly. You have the power to write the next one. She hit upload, walked to the window, and took a deep breath. Her past no longer defined her. Her future belonged entirely to her.